very, very tricky at times. And it's like, yeah, sometimes you want to give it a little bit more space. If you expect a lot of gaze and if you expect a lot of, craziness, then you can kind of be a little bit more patient, maybe give it wider room, size down, and then when that move comes in, then you can just kind of start really getting aggressive. So you know what, we can, how about let's go through that TQs, and then we can just talk about like potential entries, just in retrospect. That was on TQs, right?
Yeah, TQs.
Okay, so let's just go. So what time frame do you like to use?
I use the 1 and the 5.
You use the 1? Okay, cool. So we could use let's use the 1 here. Oh boy, yeah. So somebody in the chat was asking what's the gap fill level on the Qs? What's the gap high? What is the high of the gap fill? I think that's what it was on the QQQs. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's prior day high as well. But yeah, is that what you mean? 76.12 here on the TQs. But yeah, closing prices we haven't really got there. Consolidation lows we haven't really got there yet. But yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this this short here, because I did like the short moving off of the open again. But you can see a little bit of a push, and then sellers kind of step in. At this candle is very interesting to me going into the close here. That 8 p.m. close was very, very interesting. You can see that flush coming in. What is that low right here? I want to know what the candle low is. 74.19. Yeah, wow, 74.19. What's going on? Someone talking about Christmas is talking about Microsoft. Let me take a quick look at
Microsoft up to?
Yeah, Microsoft's doing nothing. Okay, so all right, back to TQs. So strong push off the open back into this level where sellers kind of just slammed it down into the 8 p.m. close. So right here, that's for me, that's an unusual move. That's a 75 break as well. If you like psychological levels, whatever, you can give them some confluence, but gets slapped through the 75 going into the 8 p.m. close. Interesting opening range low right there, 74.50s. Okay, we've got some prices right there. Opening range high for today was 74.25, but yeah, I think you start shorting early right here. And honestly, I would have probably started here as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this is the first time sellers start to step in, and it's a good spot as well. It's coming in right off of where
that's what I was looking to short off of.
100%.
Yeah.
I think we could definitely be like, all right, well, let's define a little bit of trend. And this is another reason why I like using a 3-minute. Yeah. Because honestly, like 1 minutes for me, like I've used them a lot in the past, and there's like a lot of noise. And I know people love using the 2 minute as well. I know Wayne uses a 2 minute as well. So he's like he does extremely well. I don't think he does well because he uses the 2 minute. I think he does well because he's a good trader. But the 2 minute and the 3 minute can definitely clock out a lot of noise.
Yep.
Right. So it's like, okay, so let's go to the 3 minute here because they won't let me do the 2. But the 3 minute, you can see we do start to slow down. We chop a little bit, but it's not really a significant break of the trend here. Like I like getting in here. I think it's fair to start off here, but giving it a little bit higher into this candle maybe. But at the end of the day, if we're just using like say like a trend line or even VWAP, I don't even know where VWAP is on here. It's down. Okay, so down here. So this kind of trend, if you just put a basic trend with like 2 lines right here, that trend doesn't necessarily break until 73.83.
Yeah.
Right. Now let's go back to the 1 minute and see what happened when that broke. Right? When this broke, this is the trend break right here. Structure actually started holding underneath that prior structure, giving you that confirmation that now support has turned into resistance. And then look at the selling that actually comes in once that confirmation is done. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Right. So that momentum from the morning is really dissipated. So it's like that's kind of like the finesse that you kind of have to build into. And again, I'm not perfect at this at all, but I'm saying in the ideal world, I'm looking at some of those points and being like, where can I get in and really give it the room that it needs to take the move. But yeah, at the end of the day, execution it will definitely make the difference, and that's what we're here for, right? We're here to put in those reps and practice good executions. And I am definitely, again, not one to speak, but ideally, like that is what needs to be done.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, the millionaire, you're all right. So congratulations, right? You know more about my own trading than I do, apparently. You're right, the 3rd time this week. So this is the month of June here, guys. So this would be, so that would be my 3rd one here. But I mean, this is what I'm referring to, right? So it's like, yeah, when you take the trade like this, it's like, it looks like garbage. But at the end of the day, like it's like, okay, yeah, you go through some of your other trades. The ad, it looks gorgeous. You add multiple times in some of these winning trades, and then things work out, right? So again, you have to swing. Here it is on iBid. That was a really nice trade that we had going there on iBid and got aggressive. So when those ads do work, it looks really good, but then you got to be prepared to also take the hit. So there's another short on Tesla adding into it, right? So again, it's just, you got to be cautious. Multiple ads here. Like, we get aggressive and we try to make our winners as big as possible. So just going through a couple wins. So it's like, you see when I put on, what I'm trying to get at here is that when I do put on a winning trade, it is, I try to add and I try to make it as big as possible. There's a losing one. I thought this was going to work out. We didn't get that one there, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, that's the name of the game, but this is, what else did we put on here? So yeah, with iBid as well too, we try there, we get stopped out and then we get more aggressive, and you can see us just get aggressively adding into these. So when we're working like that and I'm adding into positions, I have conviction within the setup. So for me, just like getting those wick outs, this was just a complete liquidity grab, what it was, the level 3, whatever you would like to call it. It's like, boom, oh, okay, we absorbed everyone, and I wasn't even using a hard stop. I was using a mental stop, but because I put on more risk, I have to tighten it. So now I'm risking pennies opposed to like 5, 10 cents opposed to giving it 20 cents. So that's what happens when you add into positions. You now tighten your risk, and you need the thesis to work out relatively quickly. And when it doesn't, you have examples like that, and unfortunately, you take big hits. So
here's my question, though. Like, okay, cool, that happened. I think that's very fair, right? It's like, okay, that happens. You took the stop. Like, you did what you were supposed to do, right? But as soon as that lick grab happens, does it not make the trade even better? So, honestly, do you not get back in right away being like, oh, damn, I just got grabbed. Now the EV is even higher. I need to get right back in because this is such a better trade, and maybe even size even more.
Well, I mean, it's so hard to say that looking back, right? Because it's like, okay,
I'm like, you know, that happens. Like, I do that all the time. Like, I used to see that happen to me all the time, and I'm like, damn, I missed it. Damn, I missed it. And then what I started to develop was, are we okay? So what I started to develop was like, okay, I keep getting stopped out on those, but when I see that happen now, I'm getting right back in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially if I feel like it's really good. Like, you had strong conviction. That was the trade. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but see, the thing is, though, Obi, with that, then you have days like Oracle, right? Like, you know what I mean? It's like Oracle, where it's just like how many times you have to give yourself a limited amount. So I'm like, okay, and the point what I gave to you is I risked half my shutdown at that point.
On that point.
So by that point, it's like, okay, as much as I want to take more aggressive stabs, my system doesn't allow me to take more aggressive stabs, right? So and then
you have to balance it with your system.
Exactly. Right? So it's like, okay, I would like to get back in there, but I had the conviction within the first 2 setups. And to get that move, which happened later, so the timing was off, but it didn't allow me to do so, because then if I were to take it and say the market were to be squeezed, now you're even more tilted and more frustrated because you're like, I should have just listened to what I was supposed to do in the first place. So right now it may look like, okay, you could have took that trade, but I think if you stay with the system's parameters for the longer duration, in the long run, it will work. It'll work out better, I think, right?
That's the thing, dude. That's the balance that you have to have as a trader at a prop firm, because like, it's like, okay, well, you have a daily risk. Now you have to manage that well. You know the trade is the trade, and you know even if the market doesn't care about your daily stop. The market doesn't care where you're trading, whether you're trading, if you're trading at home or at a firm or at wherever. It doesn't matter, right? The trade is the trade. At the end of the day, the trade is the trade. So you have to become able to manage your risk, and you can be like, I'm so convicted, and I'm going to keep trying this, but if I can manage my risk doing that, I think that's perfectly fair. But if you have the conviction, then I feel like that's the struggle that I find myself in sometimes as well. I'm like, okay, well, damn, like this is going to happen, but now I don't have much risk left over to really place on it. So
that's the thing.
It's a balancing act that you definitely have to kind of.
That's
it's
the
a
thing.
skill set, right?
It's so hard. It's a big time skill set, and that's what I refer to. There's so many variables that come into play when trading, right? So again, as frustrating. So it's like, okay, when I would say allowing the market to win, okay, it took my money, but on the grand scheme of things, I'm going to walk away as a winner because I followed the plan, I put on the risk, and when you put on that risk, you have to accept the fate of that trade. Yeah. It's either it's going to work or it's not. And
it's already in. It's in the market, you've accepted your fate.
It's in, exactly. So what I can't allow it to happen is, even though it does get under your skin, you get frustrated, but you can walk away with a win without even putting on a profitable trade by just following the rules of your system. Exactly. Because guess what? Tomorrow you're going to come back, you're disciplined now, you're going to follow your rules, and then you're going to put on an absolute monster trade, or you're going to take the exact amount of stabs that you should, and it's going to work out in your favor, right? Yeah. So that's why I always go by the saying, you can break the rules continuously, but eventually your rules will break you. So just stay within those parameters, and then sure enough, yeah, you may have one bad day, 2 bad days in a row, but on that 3rd, 4th, 5th day, you're just rocking and rolling and having a really good time. So yeah, again, this market is crazy. Google just put in a new high. Palantir put in a new high, going to go and test 140, I think, on the session. The Qs have put in a new high. Apple is now north of the volume-weighted average price there, Obi. So way to rock on there. Tesla's put in a new high. So all this news that we've heard from Israel and Iran has been thrown out the window essentially from a market standpoint. I'm not going to get into all of that, but we've recovered aggressively. We've filled that gap, and these big names are being the big-time leaders in today's session.
Yeah, definitely. I think the reversion kind of. So here's the thing. For the past couple of weeks, we've seen some aggressive sells in the market, and all of those dips have been bought up.
It's bull market.
We've seen that happen. Every single drop has been bought up. So it's like, okay, well, if I'm trying to, so then you really have to think how you really want to kind of focus in this kind of here market and be like, oh, sorry.
Answer it.
No. It's my alarm. It's basically the alarm that says to me, like, if I'm like in a position and I'm like, not really focused, I should probably get up, go for a walk. It was not Kathy Wood, but she's calling you.
No, not right now, please. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Is she saying she's shorting the market?
No, she said she's buying more Palantir.
She's buying more Palantir. Yeah. Okay.
And I said I don't want to hear it right now, so call me back later.
Oh boy.
But
Oracle going again.
Yeah. Oh, is that 211?
I tried shorting this again today. I tried shorting. I shorted at a good point.
Did you? All right.
I tried a few times, and I'm like, all right, well, this is not like it's done. Like this is clearly not a short. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to fight this 2 days in a row. It's clearly not a short. And look how aggressively strong Oracle is. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm willing to spend maybe 1 day's worth of risk on my conviction, maybe not 2 days worth of that. And it didn't really come in. Yesterday, it just consolidated pretty nicely. And look at this continuation that we're having. We talk about an anchored VWAP hold that held right off of the open. And look at that. It's not even holding that anymore. Day two VWAP maybe coming in the pre-market. And then you can see those prior day highs as well. So lots of confluence there. Dips into VWAP off the open on Oracle, holding quite well as well. I think I tried the 205 shorts here and didn't really work. I think I might have tried a little bit here in the 208s. Didn't really work because, again, the market was coming in. Things looked like they were slowing down. So I tried a couple stabs and I was like, I'm not really willing to really get too aggressive if the trend doesn't really break. So, you know what, it's kind of pushing a little bit here. Look at this market go. Yeah. And we're sustaining. So talk about a gap fill. Oh boy, we're coming into some of those levels here. I want to know what some of those prior day close prices are on some of these Mag 7 stocks here. Spider not even close. You're not close. You're not. Oh, actually, Tesla's the only. Well, obviously, Tesla's gonna. Okay, so Tesla. It's funny. Tesla is the one that kind of messes with a lot of prior day levels and chops them all up.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious that it does that. But Tesla's so competitive, right? It's so crowded and competitive. I think it's well within its range. But oh boy, Amazon and Alphabet. Yeah. Would you look at those? Absolute strength to the
squeeze.
upside.
I like seeing the squeeze type price action, Obi. Like the Qs, like for me, Qs keep climbing. And if we get more squeezy, then I'm just gonna look for any indecision at some highs, and then maybe we can get a move off of that. So yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but I like it. Continue to climb higher, and I think it's gonna give us a good opportunity here.
Yeah, for sure. Again, if this, like I said, I love reversions. Once this buying is done, like I'm in the Apple long. If I have a strong enough reason to sell. Yeah. I mean, the market's kind of coming in to some of those prior day levels here. So let's see.
Oracle up 6% here on the day now. NVDA continuing to climb, so a VWAP buy was good there. Market just hustling and bustling here today, guys. Google just going beast mode, saying see you later. I like this look here for Google. Let's zoom out and see what we got going on from a daily standpoint. I don't know why it does this. For some reason, what are we trading at right now? But it won't show me on the daily. It won't give me the a price where it's actually trading at right now for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why it does that on a specific platform. But yeah, really curious. I tried messing around with it a lot, but it's frustrating. So I have to look at other charts sometimes. But yeah, guys, if you want to go over so thanks to Sharif, we got some new tools. Let's take a look at some options contracts, actually, some charts as well too, because we have the ability to do that now. That's going to be a cool tool in the bag, I think, here, Obi. Yeah. Let's pull up SPY. We're going to go 0 DTE on SPY here.
Yeah, let's see what those 605s are looking
You want to see what the 605s are looking like?
Or actually, let's go with 6.2 halves. I want to know what 6.2 halves are doing.
We don't got the halves.
What 6 halves are. There's no 6.2 halves?
No, we don't got the halves. We only got dollar increments here. You want the 5s?
Yeah.
Okay, so right now, 0 DTE, the 05s are, okay, that's quite a ways away, though. There's not too much open. Actually, there is 17,000. 605 has the highest amounts of open. Actually, it doesn't. I eat those words really quick. 605
is where that size probably begins, right?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was looking to say there. It's where it starts to begin. So we got 17,700 contracts. But let's pull up the old chart ski here now, because we can do that. Yeah, you like that? I dare you, the chart ski? Yeah, all right. So here it is. Here's I don't know why it goes down to the 4 hour, but there we go. This is the 605 0 DTE options chart right here. So you can see it was valued at a high of around $5 and 85 cents right there. Now trading at 11 cents. That is insane. No, okay. What am I talking about? This is a while ago.
What you doing? You selling that premium or what?
No. I'm way ahead of myself here. Let's zoom into the 5 minutes. So we were only at a high of around $2.79, but that thing is now essentially worthless. So what the market is saying that it won't go to 605 right now. And yes, guys, it is lunchtime right now. So there you go. From an again, I'm on the wrong day. Get it together, kid. So here we are, $1.35. So there you go. You're collecting a lot of premium on those 605s. If you were writing those, because you do get that big gap down. But if by the looks of it right here, it does seem to be expiring worthless. Let's take a look at some other cool charts here. So I'm going to exit this one, and I want to pull up NVDA 145s, because that's where we're going to see a lot of liquidity here, OB, on these 0D, even though it's weekly because everything expires. So we have 77,000 open contracts, and I was showing this to you guys yesterday in the group chat, just the concentration of OI on NVDA through the 145 and north of that. So let's pull up this chart and see what we got going on. Those are only worth $5 right now, which is very, very interesting. So essentially, those aren't worth anything, right? But one thing you will notice is look how liquid it is. Okay, so that's the 4 hour. Let's zoom into the 5 minute, and then you can see that there's big time liquidity there. So today is the 13th. Where do we open it up? Yeah, so they weren't really worth anything. So what that's telling me is that the market does not see NVDA going north of 145 by the end of the day, and we're currently trading at 143.33. So if you got kahunas, then you can grab those, and the way that NVDA is trading right now, it may tap into that, and you might have the ability to gain some extrinsic value, which is time value, but you don't have much of it left.
You have the option to like and subscribe. This trade has unlimited upside.
Nice. So I have a question. So on that chart, if you can you scroll back, scroll back a little bit more,
Yeah.
So you see that it's stepping down. You see the price of that premium has been stepping down. We tried to push through that $2 mark. It's exhausted that 424.80 mark right there. So coming into expiration, that's 0 DTE today, right?
Yeah.
So coming into today, yesterday, would you be selling that dollar premium? Would you be just selling the range all yesterday for just putting that bet on, being like, we're in a downtrend. This has been kind of going. I'm looking for that crush coming into the 0 day, and would you sell that premium going into it? Because that's a huge difference.
I think.
And your risk is like what? Your risk is what, $1.40, maybe $2, and your risk like.
Yeah. So yeah, I see what you're saying. So yeah, to kind of elaborate on your point there. So one thing to note is, okay, so for the past 2 earnings reports, we've collected and we observed that there was high levels of open interest through the 145, and then on the reports you've seen the clean flushes because the concentration in the supply zone was too much. There wasn't enough demand to absorb it. So yeah, if you're gonna go based on the thesis that we are not gonna go north of 145, then you continue. You want to sell that premium, right? Yeah, obviously,
you feel like that's where a lot of big money is?
Yeah, exactly. So no, see the thing is though, there's a time and a place when to write options. And I found out the hard way during the tariff turmoil, I'm going to call it, and we were going through all that tariff news. You don't want to be an options writer just due to IV crush, right? Because you don't know when, at that time, you didn't know if Donald or something was a news event was going to come out regarding, and then boom, and then you get that volatility spike, right? Like I use the example, and you guys seen it live here on air. I was short the market during that downtrend when we officially hit a bear market. The Qs were down 20%. I'm like, okay, let's start writing some options here because the volatility in the VIX was at highs. But then Donald the next day decides to truth out the fact that he's going to pause tariffs for 90 days, and it sent a volatility spike, and it blew past my stop loss because when you're writing, you need that. And I was telling you that, and it just absolutely blew past it for me. So I'm not saying don't write. It's just better. There's a time and a place, so just avoid it when you're in high levels of volatility and when there's so much uncertainty in the market and the VIX is elevated. Yeah, the objective is to catch as much IV as you possibly can and allow it to decay day by day, but when it's just consistent, you don't know when it's coming in, and when there's so much going on from a news standpoint, it makes it more difficult to do so.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. Okay, so yeah, no, I'm just curious. I haven't really dabbled in options in a very, very long time. But yeah, no, it's definitely a great market, and I hear a lot of day traders as well trading options markets just on specific days as well. So it's like
these guys in the chat are consistently trading options, the day trading, whether it may be. I know a lot of traders who only trade options from an intraday standpoint, from a leverage perspective, right? But then you have the likes.
We could have them at the firm as well.
But with the likes of Wayner and I, we've just come to the conclusion that okay, there's a time and a place, and we run a hybrid system. And it's been working really, really well. I like the hybrid system that I've established where it's, okay, I'll start a swing trade with shares. Once the swing trade starts working, that's when you can leverage this. No, you buy the calls or puts, whatever direction you're going, you buy into the strength, so it allows you to really leverage it. So for example, what I did is I bought NVDA shares with an average of 105. The thesis starts working. I buy calls, and then what it does, it gives me a buffer room because my shares have unrealized gains, and then you can just use those unrealized gains to buy contracts and then also mitigate your risks too, because if the contracts start to decay, you sell the shares and it kind of offsets the losses, if that makes sense. But if it works out, you're like, okay, you got shares on at a great price, and now your contracts are rolling, and you're like, okay, bring me the money.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what we got going on. So what do you see? What do you got? I got 205 call options on Apple mid-July. Let's pull them up here. Nice. I like this. We're going to send it to Obi in 1 second. How is Apple doing? Coming back into the volume-weighted average price. 205s, Los Polios. I don't even see them here on the July thing. How do you have 205s? I only see increments of 2 at 10 at July 18th. And they're only worth $7 right now. So hey, there you go. Wow. Oh, sorry. No, I'm on NVDA. Sorry about that, Los Polios. What am I doing? So I'll pull up those mid-Julys here. We'll take a look at that chart because I think that's going to be very interesting. 205s were $3 and we're $3.75 now as Apple takes another pop back to the top side. But we're gonna. Oh, guys, are we ever gonna have a blast looking at these options charts throughout the day? All right, Los Polios. I mean, they were at 27. What? Okay, so at the beginning of a couple months ago, yeah, well, I don't know why it keeps pulling up the 4 hour. We don't want that.
You gotta
4
sell
hour.
the open on some of these.
Yeah, we don't want that 4 hour. 4 hour. So I mean, you're hovering around the lows right now, Los Polios, mid-July, 205 on Apple. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not. I think actually you might be looking pretty good in my opinion. 205 mid-July. You got plenty of time. Let's zoom out here. And if Apple decides that it wants to get a little bounce, all you really need is to go north of this range. If you can break through some of these key resistance zones, my guy is hitting up that money storm there. So yeah.
You think we could get there today?
Did 105 today? Wow.
205.
205. Sorry, 205 today.
I mean, I would like that.
No. Yeah, I know you would like that. Yeah, I would like that for you.
I would like that.
I would like that for you.
I would be like, damn, I should have had way more. But we're kind of gap filling right now.
Yeah, exactly.
We've come into the prior day low on the Qs as well, and coming in on the spider as well. So.
I mean, if I'm having a bad day, I want the people to the right of me at least to have a good day. At least I know Sean and Neil are having good days as well too. So it just lifts my spirits when they're having a good day. So I'm rooting for a 205 on Apple by the end of the day there, Ovi.
Hey man, you called it yourself.
What?
It doesn't matter whether you're red or you're green.
Yeah.
You followed your process. You won on the day.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're all winning.
We're all damn. Let's go. And I got dog training tonight too.
Oh boy.
So I don't know if that's
How's Milo doing?
He's doing good, man.
Yeah?
He's doing good. Yeah. It was just him and I the past couple of days.
Nice.
Selena went on a work trip to Mount Tremblant in Montreal for those who don't know. So it was just him and I kicking it for the past couple of days.
Chill. That's pretty chill.
Yeah, good stuff, man. He's like my shadow. I should change his name to Shadow. Nice. Just follows me everywhere, literally. So
that's awesome. No, he's basically imprinted on you.
Yeah. That's exactly what he's done. Right. Adair, what do you got for us?
Here is happening now. We're going to talk here. I guess small caps haven't been mentioned, so I'll just mention I'm seeing a whole bunch pop up on my scanner. OPCRML, DAR. Just keep an eye on all of these names. S&P 500. This is a great bounce here off the lows. Double bottom here in the 15-minute around. Just shy of 597. Right now, we're actually back above 600, but this could be a bit of a topping tail candle, or at least a slightly shorter version of it, about to form. Defense play AIRO, Arrow Group. They IPO'd earlier today. Nice here. They opened actually above estimates. I was seeing the IPO price of $10. They opened just below $13. High of 34 right now, trading around 25. Lots of halts along the way. So another exciting IPO today. Could IPO season be back and here to stay? Here's Boeing BA. This name got hit today, actually a little bit harder than it was hit